Hi, Lola. Good evening, Laswells. Welcome to lesson 2 of the first semester of Lola's lessons. Tonight, I'm joined by Tusum. Welcome, guys. I'd like to go ahead and thank the endorsement sites. First up, we've got swingingheaven.za.com, SA's #1 swinging site. Also, the COF, the Council of Fuckery. We can swear, right? It's not time talk. Anyway, they're a BDSM faculty, but I mean actually a community. We're broadcasting this evening from Hush Hush. Hush Hush is a new private event space for lifestylers. Swingers and all other kinky spheres are welcome to join in the events as hosted for each group. Events, fantasies, and special occasions can also be accommodated. The fabulous hosts are Laurie and Robert, known by most as Frozen Fire and Ying Yang Wolf. I mean, what a name, right? Corruptors, also known as the Corruptors. Hush Hush is also the permanent home of body exploration massage. Oh, that sounds nice.
It does.
Right? Done by Robert. Contact them via WhatsApp and keep an eye out for the popular community WhatsApp groups. You guys can text either Robert or Laurie, and I'm sure Devilish Diva, my fantastic, fabulous co-host, will add the numbers, both the contact numbers on the app.
Yes, very shortly.
Oh, fantastic. Also, welcome, honey Devilish Diva,
Thank
to
you so
the
much.
second lesson. I mean, let's just let the listeners know that we have now subsequently decided to take you on full time.
Right?
I mean, what better way to celebrate the second season as to welcome and make you a permanent part of Lola's lesson. Thank you so much for joining me. So, Devilish,
No. Can we just say a very big happy birthday to our
Happy
fabulous
birthday.
host for the evening?
oh my gosh, okay.
We love you lots, always.
Thank you. Also, thank you, everybody. Yes, okay. That was really unnecessary. So, I wanted to know, Devilish,
Yes.
why didn't you agree to join me as a coach right from the beginning?
You'll know the story.
Like, I don't. Can I just tell the listeners that Devilish Diva had a proper what's the right word?
Meltdown? Breakdown?
Yeah, because she thought that she sounds like liver hexy. Listen,
I do.
but you're my hexy. That's all that matters, right? Anyway, it's not about us. It's also not about you. It's also not about me.
Yes.
It's about our fantastic, fabulous guest this evening, Tusum. Guys, welcome and thank you for joining me on air. It's so lovely to have the two of you here. So I want the two of you, either of you or both of you, to let the listeners know who is Tusum for fun.
Okay, hello listeners. My name is Debbie, and my partner's name is James. It's not our real names, but we'll just stick to Debbie and James. We kind of met differently from other swingers because I was a single woman after my divorce, and I was hooking up with single guys, and I then managed to have two threesome experiences. Um,
Listen,
Right.
James will tell you his side of the story, but we kind of met in the lifestyle, and we have been together as a couple for almost 10 years.
Wonderful.
And yeah, we've been doing this, meeting lots of fabulous people, had great experiences, had some not so nice experiences, but yeah, it's been fun.
Having the most amazing fun. Yeah, I was also in a go nowhere relationship. Started out as a bit of a bull in a china shop, meeting up with single ladies, and got introduced into the lifestyle by accident, and met this amazing woman 10 years ago, and decided that this was an adventure that we were both going to be taking part in, and we've never looked back. We've had some amazing kinky fun along the way. We've had some not so amazing kinky fun along the way, but it's been an experience that we wouldn't change for love or money.
But even the not so nice experiences meant that we have lots of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we've got lots
and
of lots of
to
stories.
share. Yes.
Learning lessons, life learning lessons.
Life lessons,
Yes.
exactly that.
well, guys, you guys are here this evening because this lesson specifically is called the Swingsperts. We were also supposed to be joined by Cinblossom. I mean, Mr. and Mrs. Cinblossom. They are going to be with us in not in spirit. What's the right word? Come on.
In our hearts.
In our hearts,
And
yes.
thoughts.
They're going to be, yes, in our hearts and our thoughts. Unfortunately, they couldn't make it. So, you guys are joining us this evening because obviously the lesson is called Swingsperts. Swingsperts, meaning you guys are going to be our swinging experts for this
Wow.
evening. Okay?
Okay.
I'm just smacking that title on you.
Well, I wouldn't call us experts, but we do have experience. Does that count?
Listen, experience is what makes all the difference.
Okay.
How long have you guys been in the lifestyle? Let me start off with
Well,
asking that
since we
question.
started, we met
Since
kind
we
of
met.
in the lifestyle, so almost 10 years. Yeah.
Oh, 10. I mean, that's a lot of experience. That's you guys are experts then.
Okay.
Okay. So tell me, what exactly is swinging? What makes you guys swingers? We're not talking about the
Activities.
playground swinging, obviously.
No.
I mean, I'm shit scared of
No
that. I'll just
swings
say.
involved.
No, no.
Wow.
And it's not golf. So it's not that type of swinging out.
No, also not golf. Okay. So what makes you guys swingers? What is a swinger?
I would say a swinger, it's couples that are deeply committed to each other, but they have consensual sex with other people with full disclosure. And swinging does not give you the license to cheat. It's something that you do either with your partner or with their consent.
Correct.
Okay.
You need to be in a relationship that's grounded, solid. There needs to be complete trust in one another, complete open honesty, absolute communication. I would say that's probably the most important thing: honesty and communication.
Honesty and communication.
Yeah.
I have
So-
a question for Miss Debbie.
Yes.
Is swinging only for couples?
No. So most of the swingers in the lifestyle are couples, either married or just dating or just doing this
Life
together.
partners, yeah.
But they often do look for single people to join their fun. So it
Okay.
could either be a single guy
Yep.
or a single woman or multiple single guys and women to join them. So no, they it's definitely not just for couples. And we'll get to the different terminologies, but a single woman in the lifestyle is called a unicorn, and a single guy in the lifestyle is called a bull. So couples
Ooh.
often look for a bull or a unicorn to join them.
Selected couples. Not
Thank
all
you, sir.
couples. It's not everybody's cup of tea, obviously, but
Of course.
it's what drives some couples. For us, the ability to live out our fantasies was a huge turn on about the lifestyle. To be able to do the stuff that you that you dare to watch and porn and have that happen in your
Of course,
in
yes.
your bedroom was a huge turn on for us. And the most important thing for us is we love watching one another give and receive pleasure.
Wonderful.
So-
Sounds absolutely
So for us, that's
Exciting,
probably the
yeah.
biggest turn on in the lifestyle. I love
Okay.
watching Debbie, and
all
And
right.
I love watching him because he is very good at pleasing women. So it's for me, it's a very big turn on to
Aw.
watch him with another
I
lady.
say the sweetest things.
Aw.
All right. Thank you for
Okay.
that.
Listen, devilish diva. I mean, can you just like submerge your devilish shot on our swinger? Also, I must just mention we can't forget that you are also a swinger. So don't get any ideas. I told you it's not a dating site. Don't choose the podcast as a dating site.
Can we not hook
That's
up from
debatable.
the-
That's
from the
debatable.
podcast?
Pardon?
Are we not allowed to hook up from the podcast?
I want to ask the,
Listen.
the same thing.
I mean, I'm supposed to get myself a security
Well-
guard.
Well, Devilish is a unicorn, right?
Absolutely.
And
Two
Right?
is unicorn friendly. We just say.
I mean, okay, moving on swiftly. Tell me about the different kinds of swingers. And this would obviously include Miss Devilish.
So the different types of swinging that you can encounter in the lifestyle. So starting with the lower part of it, we would call it not our favorite part of the lifestyle, but soft swapping. We are a full swap couple, but one of the very attractive roles for other couples, is, especially new couples, is soft play.
Okay.
That, for all intents and purposes, is just about everything that you can experience in the bedroom, except for the P and the B.
Okay.
no
No
actual
penetration.
penetration.
Yeah, no
So
penetration.
everything else goes. Blowjobs, hand jobs.
Well, not necessarily. Some
depending
people,
on your preferences
Yeah.
and your limits.
yeah. So for some people, soft play is just having sex in the same room as somebody else, but
Okay.
there's no swapping of any partners.
Oh.
So two couples in the same room, each couple has sex with their partner. So that could also
Bit of live porn for
yeah.
each other.
yes.
Yeah.
So that's about
There's a
full swap.
voyeuristic aspect to it as
Yes,
well.
yes, yes.
But there's no penetration.
Okay.
A lot of couples see the penetration as the hard no. So that's their hard limit. That's the one type of
Facet
swinging.
of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then
Understood.
there's full swap swinging, which is what Debbie and I are into, which is basically no holes barred. Everything goes full penetration. We have our rules that we stick to in terms of how we play and when we interact with couples. And we are what's known as a same room couple. So all activities that we engage in happens in that room.
Okay.
You get one roof couples where they engage and play as long as they are in the same venue. We prefer to be in the same room, primarily because I get turned on a lot by seeing her pleasuring and being pleasured,
And the same for me.
it's
yes.
reciprocal for her. So that's our favorite. And yeah, that's about it in terms of the different types of swing.
Okay, so I've got a question, right? You guys say same room only. So you guys find another couple and you guys are now going to swing with them. Does this in essence mean, I'm thinking I don't know jack shit about all of this, right? So you guys find another couple, you guys are going to swing with them. You guys do same room swinging.
Yeah.
So does that mean 2 double beds?
No.
Or is that 1 double bed?
There's no rules. No, there's no rules. So, I mean, it depends on the venue. It depends on if you're at a club. It depends on if you're at your place or at their place. So, whatever the...
It could be on a couch.
Yeah.
It could be
Oh.
on two different couches. It could be
It could be in a
4
car.
people on one double
Oh.
bed. It could be, yeah.
Yeah, there's no hard and fast rules.
And the
It's
thing is
whatever-
also-
whatever lends itself to the situation.
And that's what our preference is. But other people, it's different for everybody.
And
So-
that's the nice thing about the lifestyle is that there's no handbook. There's no hard and fast rules that you have to abide by. It's a decision taken by the couple based on their preferences and their limits. So if you decide that as a full swap couple, you want to do everything on the bed together, the most important thing is communication with one another, obviously, in the beginning to set your boundaries. And then if you engage with a couple to let them know what your preferences are, and establish what their boundaries and preferences are so that you can work out what the synergies are, make sure that everyone's happy at the end of the evening, so that there's no untoward feelings and no hiccups.
Okay, brilliant. So tell me, okay, you guys got into this, 9, 10 years ago. I'm going to take you guys back down into memory lane. Okay. If I could, I would ask you both to close your eyes and take a journey with me back in time. Okay. But I don't have I don't have that skill, so I'm just going to ask you guys to.
And we don't have the time.
Just try and remember back a bit, right? How did you guys get to the conversation? Like, how did you start that conversation with your partner? Where you go, listen, I think we need to sleep with other people.
So for us, it was different.
Yeah.
We had a foot in the lifestyle when we met. As we mentioned earlier, Debbie had been not playing, but
So
she had been
I got
interacting.
divorced and I was having lots of fun with lots of different single guys. I wasn't hooking up with couples or anything like that. I was seeing single guys, and James was hooking up with single girls and couples. But James and I started chatting to each other, and we met for a no strings attached date.
And we're
So-
still on that. But as far as other couples are concerned,
So we were completely different from other couples that's already in a relationship and then entering into the lifestyle.
Okay.
But we've spoken to so many people, so
we've got a lot of insight into
we've
what
given lots
works.
of advice to other people that wants to enter the lifestyle that doesn't know how to do that.
That's a very interesting thing that you just mentioned. I kind of want to ask you guys about that. So this is exactly why, okay, we've got you guys as the Swingspert couple coming on air with us tonight, is because for the mere fact that people actually came to both of you and asked you for tips or for advice when entering the lifestyle. We've got to remember that this is very much a lesson
Yes.
for the listeners, right? So this is exactly why we've got you guys as the experts, as the Swingsperts, because people are already coming to you guys for advice when entering the lifestyle.
Well, I like to think it's because we've got a friendly and approachable demeanor, but it could just be Debbie's amazing double B's. But no, so yeah, we do get
I
asked.
can't see if she's got a coat on. Also,
Take your coat
I
off,
wouldn't
baby.
mind.
So a lot of people have approached us, either a wife in a relationship or a husband in a relationship, to say, how do I take that first step? How do I get into this? How do I get my partner convinced that this is something that we need to try? And what we tell them is your relationship needs to be sound at the outset. If you're getting into swinging, if you're thinking about getting into swinging to try and fix problems in your marriage, you are heading down a disaster path. Don't do it. There needs to be a very solid foundation to build from, because swinging can test a relationship to the nth degree. We know a lot of couples who've had a lot of fun in the lifestyle, but ultimately parted ways as a result of issues that they couldn't resolve that came about because of the lifestyle. So what we ask couples is, what is your communication like? Are you guys open in terms of sharing your fantasies? Do you guys watch porn together?
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that you closet? Is it something that you openly share with your partner? And if a couple has that capacity to share fantasies and to watch porn together and share their toys and that type of thing, then we'll tell them that they are not ideal candidates, but they are placed on a better position to be able to plant that seed with their partner to say,
We need to sleep with other people.
yeah, not as blunt as that.
Maybe start with watching threesome porn
And asking them, what do you think
asking
of that?
them,
Is
yeah.
that something that I've fantasized about it? What do you think? Is it abnormal for me to have fantasies about bringing a third person into the bedroom, and then gauge the response from their partner?
But it's very important that, say for instance, it's the guy that is having these fantasies and he wants to talk to his wife about it. The wrong thing to do is for him to say to his wife, let's watch threesome porn, I want to have sex with another girl. That is not the
Mm.
way to go about it. You need to make it about your partner.
Yeah.
So he should rather approach it and say, let's watch threesome porn. Would you like to have sex with another girl or a guy? Don't make it about you.
How
If
does
you
this
want
make
to,
you feel?
exactly. Don't
Yes.
make it about what you want. It should be what your partner wants if you're the one that wants to bring up this conversation.
I mean,
And if that seed gets planted and the feedback
Yes.
is good, your partner says, I'm open to this idea, let's discuss it, then
And
obviously
it opens up the doorway.
That's the
Correct.
first step.
that's
But there's many steps to go there. From
Yeah.
there.
okay.
open and honest communication is critical. That's the most important thing that we can't stress enough.
But then on the other side as well, if your partner is like absolutely not open to the idea, don't push for it. Just,
The seed has
what-
been planted.
give them
Water it.
time to think about it and
You've
bring
been-
it up
you've been
in
thinking about
another
it for years.
few weeks or a new.
They've
few
just heard
months.
about it. So give them time to digest the fact that their partner is thinking about this, because let's be fair. Swinging is an activity that very few, in terms of percentages, it's like less than 7% of the population that's ever tried it, and only 4% of the population that's currently engaged in it. So it's a very slim demographic of people that are open to it. So let your partner digest what you're thinking. They have to get over the shock of knowing that you are into it, and let them work their way into that idea.
Okay, so I'm thinking, obviously, my brain is an overactive, I've got an overactive active imagination. Also, my brain thinks in facts, right? So I kind of want to know, do you guys have rules and guidelines, obviously, aside from the ones that you guys have already given us,
Absolutely.
that people need to focus on? Is there
Yeah.
anything specific that you guys want to tell us?
Yeah. So every couple needs to set up boundaries and limits, hard limits, which is something that they definitely will not
negotiable.
negotiate about.
Okay.
So our rules have changed so many times over the years, because as we grow as a couple, we evolve in our swinging lifestyle and things
Experiences
change.
also dictate how your outlook.
So it's an
on things.
ongoing discussion.
So, but we've got definite stuff like we only do safe play. There's no condoms involved. We're not interested in meeting up with any other parties. We don't do any solo play or chatting alone. We do everything together as a couple, and we don't give our private number. We chat together from one phone. So it's that type of thing. We don't do sleepovers. We don't do chemicals.
There's a funny story about the sleepovers.
Yeah,
if
so we
have
don't
some
do
time.
sleepovers and we don't do chemicals. We prefer to be not
Loo-
completely sober.
but
A
lucid.
drink
We
or
wanna
two is
remember
not a problem. But if a couple had too much to drink, there's no way that we're going
So we
down
do
that
this
path.
for the fantasy and for the memory of it. So to have an evening
That
of
would-
debauchery when you are absolutely shit faced, and then the next morning
Nobody remembers.
Nobody remembers.
Yes, yes,
then
yes.
what's the point?
Doesn't
You know?
make sense. Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
We do this as an enhancement of our sex life. It's not an abstract of our sex life. It's part of our sex life. So part of that is being able to fantasize together about other experiences that we've had.
Yeah.
So we'll call on memories of stuff that we've gotten up to, and it'll then spark up another
Yes.
bit of kinky, debaucherous evenings for us. So
For the two of you, only
for
on your
us,
Yeah.
it's an enhancement
then.
to our lifestyle. It's not. It doesn't run parallel. It's part of our lifestyle.
Another one of our rules that's very important to us is taking one for the team. So
Not taking one.
not yeah.
What do you mean
So,
by taking one for the team?
Often when you meet a different couple, Ken would think that the lady is the most beautiful woman on earth, and he would die to get to know her better.
Okay, so we're taking let's think about Ken and Barbie. Okay, we're taking you guys out of this
Yeah.
facet. We think about Ken and Barbie. Okay, Ken and Barbie now meet a new couple that they
Yes.
want to swing with.
Yes.
Okay, what do they do? Take your experience and yourselves out of this. This is what.
Yeah.
Okay, what would your advice be then?
So get to know them first. You'd have to make sure that there's synergy. So for us, we normally engage firstly via a website. So Swinging Heaven ZA is one of the websites that we use. We'll get personal numbers, chat to them on WhatsApp, establish chemistries,
Swap photos.
exchange Facebooks. top tip: don't ever exchange any photos that you don't want your
Uh-huh.
family,
Very
friends, and your employers to
important.
see.
Do never ever share photos of yourself where you're naked and your face is in the picture.
Listen.
Either a face
very
pic
important.
or a body naked photo. Never together.
Absolutely. Wow, that is so.
So then we chat a bit. Usually on WhatsApp, we prefer WhatsApp as a platform. If we establish that there are synergies with that couple, then we'll suggest meeting for a drink at a neutral venue. If they're from Four Ways and we're from the East Rand, then we'll suggest somewhere in the middle so that it's convenient for both parties. Meet them for a no expectations, no obligations drink, just to test the face-to-face synergies and make sure that they are who they represented on the chat, because it happens often that some people are a
People
little
send
bit,
their best photos from 20 years ago.
Yeah. It's happened to us before. So get to know the people face to face, and if the synergies flow and everybody's happy and there's 4 smiles after drinks, then the sky's the limit. Then we can set up something intimate, usually
Okay.
with us on a different evening. We
So
don't-
let's go back to Ken and Barbie, right? Because this is actually what I wanted to touch on. This is why I brought Ken and Barbie into this. Okay. So to some meet Ken and Barbie. Okay. We were talking about rules, and you
Yeah.
were talking about something
Not taking one
not
for the
taking
team,
one for,
yeah.
for the team. So you guys meet Ken and Barbie. How does meeting one for the team factor
Not
into
taking one
this?
for the
Not
team.
taking one into
So
the team.
if we are not both into the other couple, then we walk away. So there's no if James is into the woman but I'm not into the man, then we don't have a play date, because it often creates resentment the next day because you are having sex with somebody you don't want to have sex with.
What's the
So-
point of that, right?
Exactly.
I mean, what's the point of that?
No taking one for the team. So we're either both happy to go ahead with the play date or it doesn't
But
happen.
unfortunately, we've heard from a lot of couples that happens a lot
Yes.
more than it should. Where, and I'm ashamed to say it, but it's usually the guys that push for it. The guys try and coerce the wives
I
into
mean,
taking
men,
one for the
right?
team.
You know.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, be mindful, be respectful. If it's a no, it's a no.
Do you guys practice? Listen, I've heard about the ladies' rule. Do you guys practice the ladies' rule at all?
Most definitely, ladies.
Yeah,
rule
if-
is everything.
If
in
a lady
lifestyle.
is not happy in the lifestyle or with a play date, it's not going to go well.
The guy can be the most handsome, most charming, most intelligent. If his wife is not on board with the lifestyle, he's going to have a very unsuccessful lifestyle adventure. Happy wife, happy life. If-
But I have to also say it doesn't just work one way. I mean, the guy must have a say as well. So, yes, the woman rules, but the man also needs to be happy.
Okay, how's about the relationship rule? Not about the ladies'
exactly.
rule or the man's rule, but
Exactly.
the relationship rule, right? Because everything stems down to having a healthy relationship. This is why you guys swing. This is what I'm hearing. This is why you guys swing, and this is why most people get into swinging. We've touched on do not swing if your relationship has any cracks, because it's going to fuck everything up further.
Yes.
Okay. Do not swing because you want to, swing because the both of you want to.
Yes.
Also, it's about strengthening your sexuality within your relationship and expanding on that in the sense of
and bringing in new experiences. as
exactly
well.
and
So
enhancing your facets
for,
of your
for
relationship.
us, our dipping our toes into the lifestyle was a lot different to how most people that are curious about it will work. So a couple that's been together for 15 years, they've never been with anybody else in that time. They have an amazing sex life, but sex has become routine. Nothing wrong with it, but I mean, if you've been eating chicken for 15 years, you would enjoy to have a McDonald's every now and again. So
I love that analogy. I'm kind of hungry.
but your wife cooks the most amazing chicken, and you don't want to put her cooking down by saying, I'd like a McDonald's. So the idea of diversity is a huge influence in why a lot of couples, a lot of long-standing couples get into the lifestyle. So it's not boredom; it's just trying to reignite passion and bring new fantasies and new
Excitement,
experiences, new excitement into the relationship.
Okay, so you guys have touched on finding playmates, like James, I think you mentioned finding playmates going onto a site like swingingheaven.za.com. Let me just repeat that: swingingheaven.za.com. za.com. Okay, so going onto a site like that, what happens? Like, listen, this is something I need to ask, right? What happens when you find somebody on the site that you know? Because you guys touched on anonymity already, okay? Not sharing a photo
Facebook,
with
yeah.
your face on it.
Yes.
Okay, I know, Devilish, you have shown me some of the screenshots from this fantastic app that you happen to be a moderator on. Okay, this fantastic website that you happen to be a moderator on. Some of these profiles already have Facebooks.
Yes.
Like, what happens in your situation, choose them in your specific situation? What happens when you come across somebody that you know, somebody from work, a family member, somebody that you used to be school friends with? Like,
It's happened a lot. So
And it's a valid fear for most people because everybody feels like, you know what, I don't want other people to know.
But it's like admitting that you enjoy Steve Hoffman music. I mean, you enjoy
what's wrong
it,
with Steve
but you
Hoffman?
don't want everyone to know about it.
So can I just add a bit? I just feel being a swinger myself and having some sort of experience and also having meet people that I've come face to face and met, that I've known in the past or however. I feel we're all there for the same reason, so
Correct.
it shouldn't be
Exactly.
that big a deal. I mean, if you mind your own business and I mind my own business, they shouldn't be a problem,
Yes.
That's how obviously we would want it to be. We can't obviously know what the other person's thinking or what their expectations are or what they're going to feel. But I feel if we're all adults, we're here for the same reason. We ought to just, move on, accept it and move on.
But
That's
I
it.
also just have to say that
Yeah.
we've been doing this for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
And in all of this time, we have spoken to so many people. I mean, we don't hook up with everybody that we speak to. I mean, for us, it's quality over
Quality
quantity.
over quantity, yes.
But I mean, we've been to so many clubs, we've been to so many parties, we've chatted to so many people, we've been on WhatsApp groups, and in all of that time, we've run into two people that we know outside the lifestyle. So, it's not like you're going to run into people that you know all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Devilish said, everyone's there for the same
Exactly.
reason. And, just being discreet is a large part of the lifestyle as well.
Yeah,
Huge,
exactly.
important
I mean,
part
I
of it.
think it all kind of stems down to, and this is what this is what Lola's Lessons is all about, right? Is being happy, comfortable, and confident within your own person, within your sexuality. So this isn't just about relationships. It's not just about sex. It's about becoming or going full circle within yourself and being happy and confident and comfortable within your own sexuality. So if you find somebody on a site like swingheaven.za.com and you know that person, why not promote the fact that this person is happy within their sexuality?
Yeah.
Why not be happy and like advocate for the fact that these people are happy within their sexuality?
Yeah.
They're not hiding anything.
And life
Sex
is
positivity.
Sex positive, yes,
Embrace
positivity.
the
That's
fact that people have an open mind and aren't living in the 1920s. anymore.
And also, life is too short to be bored and just existing. I mean, everybody wants to live,
Yeah,
So
you've
let
got
other people
one
live.
shot at it.
exactly, yes. And I mean, can I just mention to the listeners, if you guys happen to be on a site like swingheaven.za.com, please, for the love of life, don't go and out these people in public, right? That's just freaking rude. Okay, firstly, that's a Lola top lesson. Secondly, if you find somebody in the lifestyle that you know, I mean, celebrate your sexuality. Celebrate the fact that these people are happy within their sexuality and always be mindful and respectful of others. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to a quick break because, I mean, we have been chatting and babbling for a full half an hour. So we're going to go for a quick break, probably about 7 to 10 minutes, if you guys can bear with us. I'm going to play as the swingers swing in the background, right? Have fun listening and go and grab yourself some chips, go and grab a drink or two. I know we're all having drinks. Does anybody need a top up? I mean, I kind of do. Okay. So we're going to go to a quick break and we'll see you guys in the next 10, yes? Bye, lustfuls. Welcome back, Lustfuls. We had a short intermittent break. We are back and ready to get into the swing of things. I'd like to go ahead and just mention again. First and foremost, we are endorsed by swingingheaven.za.com. It says #1 swinging site, as well as the COF, which is the Council of Fuckery. Remember, we can swear because it is a nighttime talk. I hope all of you babies are in bed. Anybody under 18, please make sure you exit the room and stop listening. This isn't a lesson for you, yes? So, the COF is a BDSM faculty. I'd like to call them a faculty because we are busy with lessons, but not really. They are a community of BDSMers promoting healthy sexuality within the BDSM community. We'll listen a bit more about BDSM and what the words or what the analogy BDSM stands for later in the semester. We are broadcasting this evening from Hush Hush. Hush Hush is a new private event space for lifestylers. Swingers and all other kinky spheres are welcome to join in the event, hosted for each group. Events and fantasies and special occasions can also be accommodated. The hosts, the lovely hosts, are Laurie and Robert, known by most as Frozen Fire and Yin Yang Wolf. They're also known as the Corruptors. I kind of hope they corrupt me. Hush Hush is also the permanent home of body exploration massages done by Robert. I need to speak to Robert about this before we go home because I kind of need a body exploration massage.
Absolutely.
I kind of think that I could do with a massage after all of this damn lesson planning. You can contact them via WhatsApp and keep an eye on popular community WhatsApp groups. Miss Devilish Diva, my fantastic, fabulous, devilish co-host, will add their contact numbers and their WhatsApp numbers onto the app in due course. Right now, I'd like to remind our listeners and all of the new listeners, wow, guys, but our listener numbers have really increased during the break. I must say, I think it's the Swinger Swing song that I played. Everybody loves that song. So we are joined in studio this evening by the fabulous Swingsperts, experts in swinging, I'd like to call them, twosome for fun.
Oh,
Miss Debbie and Mr. James, welcome back once again after our break. I hope you guys have your drinks refilled and I hope you
thank you.
guys are ready for the second facet of this fascinating interview that we've got going on regarding swingers and how they swing. Before the break, we kind of touched on guidelines and rules within the swingers community and like what makes a successful swinging couple. So I want to continue this interview and I kind of want to touch on the safety aspect of being swingers. How are you guys safe? What is a good combined effort when it comes to safety?
I think the most important thing is to trust your gut and just be sensible. Don't take undue risks with your personal information and also with the people that you meet. Like in life, if you're buying a car from someone, do your due diligence, make sure that the place is reputable, blah, blah, blah. Exactly the same in the lifestyle. If you're going to be sharing intimate moments with people, make sure that it's people that you at least have a basic minimum understanding of who they are and what makes them. So with us, when we engage with a couple or a single, be it a lady or a guy, we like to have them understand who we are and what makes us tick. And reciprocally, we like to understand who they are and what makes them tick. So we try and find out as much information as we can in the limited time, if it's at a club, or if we have met them on a site, to find out a little bit more information about them before we take the next step and meet them face to face. So we'll invariably go to a chat platform like WhatsApp, exchange our hard limits, our do's and our don'ts, our preferences, make sure that it dovetails with theirs to make sure that there's synergies. And if what we're looking for is what they're looking for, then we'll initiate first contact. To be safe, we don't, this is also part of our rules. We don't meet at our house. We don't go to their houses for a first meet. We like to meet in a public space first. There's synergies face to face over drinks. We also don't play on a first date, so we make it clear to a couple before we even go out for drinks, and when we initiate chat, to say to them that we don't play on a first
You're not going
date.
home with me
No.
after we have drinks,
No.
right?
Yeah. We
It
want to
just-
go and chat about
Yeah,
it first as a
makes
couple.
it makes the evening flow
Yeah.
a lot easier. There's no expectations
Yeah.
for anything to happen, so everyone can be relaxed and be themselves.
So- I've got a question on that. You mentioned meeting people on sites, and we touched on this a little bit earlier in the lesson. So I kind of want to touch on what happens when you interact with somebody on a site like swingheaven.za.com. Okay, what happens when you interact with somebody and that person is not who they turned out to be?
That's a catfish. So
Okay, explain
it's
what
a
happens.
huge problem globally. I think in South Africa there's a little bit more of it, mainly because swinging is relatively new in South Africa, and because of the outlook of a lot of people. People curious about the lifestyle and curious about the benefits and the joys that the lifestyle can bring.
And also, there's a lot of people that's unhappy in their sexual lives, and they look for sexual outlets elsewhere.
Yeah, so it's happened to us countless times, probably in the last year,
Wow.
at least 8 or 9 times, where we'll engage with a couple, and in talking to that couple, what are the safety measures that we implement when we start talking to a couple is we send a
Yeah,
voice
as
note.
soon as we go to the WhatsApp stage from the website or from wherever,
We'll
chatting
send a
about-
voice note introducing ourselves. Hi, I'm James. Debbie will say, hi, this is Debbie. And we'll say, so this is us. Can you guys send us a voice note back just to reciprocate so that we know who we're talking to? And then we'll
That's a
get a
good
text
idea.
message back saying, sorry, Mrs. is sick, or she's looking after the kids, or she's
or
gone
we
to
with
her
family,
mom.
or I'm at work, or there's always an excuse why they can't return the voice
So yeah,
note.
that's one of the safety measures that we implement, is just to make sure that who we're talking to is who we believe we're talking to.
I mean, Miss Devilish,
Yes.
being an admin and a global moderator
Yes.
on the site swingheaven.za.com, right? What do you guys do to combat because this is a crime, right? I mean, it's pretending to be somebody that you're not. Okay, so what do you guys do as administrators and as moderators to make sure that this kind of shit don't happen?
So as much as we try to ensure it doesn't happen, there's always loopholes and there's always ways of getting around catfishing. And if you want, if you really want to, you will. That's how it is. But all profiles are viewed before. All new profiles on the site are viewed by moderators before being accepted.
Mhm.
And we have ways where we can see if the profile is real, in the sense of the information that they place on the profile information, links to external websites, and or no profile details at all. Trends of similar profile names to ones that have been banned in the past for solicitation, prostitution, or yes, catfishing, and all of that as well. So yes, there is a lot of safety precautions in place. However, there's always new tricks of the trade.
People are clever, and I say
Yes.
people, but broadly it's guys. We've never come across a female catfish. It's
Always guys pretending to be a girl or a couple.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so again, on the safety aspect, okay, let's kind of get back into the swinger things in the sense of what do you guys do, okay? What does Chisholm for Fun do when we start meeting and initiating that initial meet or that initial interaction?
Contact. So,
Yeah.
so
Yes.
we don't give out our personal information. We try and keep everything to a single point of contact. So we've got what we call a naughty phone.
Yeah. So we don't give up
Which-
our personal phone numbers
Yeah.
at all.
Okay.
But lots of people do. And it's okay if they're comfortable
Well,
with that, but we don't.
Yeah. So if you chat on WhatsApp, WhatsApp's owned by Meta. Meta owns Facebook. Meta owns
Instagram.
a whole lot of social media apps. So if you've given out your phone number to somebody to chat and watch it on WhatsApp, if they have nefarious intentions, they'll be able to find you in your real life somewhere else if you've got a profile on any of those platforms.
Often when you're on Facebook, it comes up with a photo of somebody saying, "Do you know this person?"
Mm.
And then it's somebody that you just chatted on WhatsApp. It's somebody
Listen,
that you don't
I
even
get that
know.
a
So if
lot.
you give out your number, people can find out who you are, where you work, where you stay. It's just a bit risky for us. So
we're not trying to make it cloak and dagger, but we prefer to err on the side of caution. We would prefer to keep our private lives private and our swinging life completely aside from that. So, and the two should never meet. We don't want people that we play with to know where we go on the weekends and who our families are.
Of course.
And then when we do decide to meet up with them, I think we touched on it earlier, we don't invite them immediately to our houses and we don't go to their houses. We meet in a public space. And I advise to the singles, especially the unicorns that are venturing out in the lifestyle, meet in a public place, have a point of contact that you trust, that you can share that information with, that you can tell them where you're going, who you're meeting, what time you're meeting, and to ask them to check in with you at least 10 minutes you're supposed to be meeting to make sure that everything is going according to plan.
Another thing that we've got in place when we meet people in a public place, Ken and I have a non-verbal way of showing each other whether we are happy to go ahead.
Yeah.
It can be anything. We're not going to tell you what ours are, but it can be anything stupid like a phrase or a specific name that you call them, or if none of you ever drink sparkling water and you call the waiter over and you say,
Can I
bring
have
me a sparkling water, then your partner knows. Listen,
something's not right.
Something is not right.
I don't
Not
feel
comfortable. I don't want to go
Yes.
ahead. You can make excuses.
For us, it's more about not wasting our time all day. So if we get to a place to meet a couple and the vibes aren't there, the synergies just aren't working, we don't want to sit there for 4 hours having drinks and dinner and small talk if there's no plans to take the thing into the bedroom. So we cut the evening short. So it's not really a safety thing. It's more of a convenience thing. But yeah, we have a personal thing that we look out for, that the other partner is putting out, that we know one of us is not comfortable, and we cut the evening short.
Okay. So then we got to the players, right? And I heard both of you kind of touch on it, and both of you kind of went into not inviting somebody new over to your own private residence, okay? Or even just going over to somebody else's private residence. So I wanted to ask, with the initial play date, what happens on the initial play date? Where do you guys go? Like, okay, you've met this couple, okay, and you guys are comfortable with this couple and you guys are comfortable to go ahead. You've done all of your vetting, you've done all of your communications. They follow the rules, or they are in agreement with your rules. You guys are in agreement with their rules. I mean, there's a lot of facets to take into.
In a happy zone. Right?
Everybody's in consensus. We are going to now swing. Okay. Where do you guys swing? I mean, hotel rooms. We all know hotel rooms. The walls are thin. I mean, devilish. Can we talk about thin walls for a second? Walls are thin, and it makes a hell of a noise. So, if you guys aren't going to go to your private residence, or you're not going to go to theirs, or are you? I mean, where do you guys swing?
There's no hard and fast rule. So, I mean, whatever you're comfortable with. So, a lot of couples prefer to meet at a club for a first meet. It's a safe space, safe environment. If a couple gets there and they aren't what you're expecting them to be, you can politely excuse yourself, and you and your partner can go and have a fun evening.
Okay, hold on. So you say meet at a club. Am I going to meet
Lifestyle
another?
club.
Because I'm thinking
Not
we're
a
going to
night-
Presley's
not a
and like,
nightclub.
okay, oh my God, like we're going to get our swing on now.
We're talking about a swingers club.
We
So
took-
in Johannesburg, there's probably 8 or 9 well-known swingers clubs.
Swing, sex clubs. Are you guys telling me there's
Not a
sex clubs out there?
No. There's a big difference between a sex
Okay.
club and a swingers club. So there's about 8 or 9 lifestyle clubs in and around Gauteng. Probably 20 or 30 around the country that are well known. There's a lot
Wow.
of private clubs that operate. A lot of them advertise on a myriad of different platforms.
including Swinging Heaven. So, yeah.
ZA.
That's kind of a Lola move, right? Because I always call
And of course,
I
like
always
our
swing
fabulous
neighbors.
venue tonight.
Yes, exactly. So
Yes, of course. This venue is turning into
Yep.
a proper venue for swingers.
Cannot wait for the first party.
I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be invited because I'm not supposed to be.
I've invited
I'm not a
myself
swinger,
already.
but I'm Lola. I hope I'm invited to the first one. Like, can I kind of broadcast from Hush Hush? I am broadcasting from Hush Hush. But can I also be invited to one? I want to see what happens at a sex club. Also, I'm in the swingers club.
So,
Okay, so you know what I'm going to be.
so there's green light. So we go for drinks. Everyone's happy. We've established that Debbie's happy. I'm happy. The husband's happy. The wife's happy. Then we can decide if they don't have kids, or if they've got kids that they can ship off to the in-laws or to the grandparents. We might go to their place, or if we can get our kids out for the night, they come to our place. They come over. We normally have one or two drinks. We, as Debbie mentioned earlier, we try and refrain from too much
Alcohol, yeah.
indulgence of alcohol, just for the fact that we want to be lucid for the experience, and then we'll chat until there's
everybody's comfortable. Yeah.
a sign. You pick up a vibe that things are moving in a direction where things are going to get
Like, the
intimate.
chatting's getting naughty
Yeah.
now. It's time
Yes.
to go
Also,
to the
if
bed.
we're meeting a new couple, we have an icebreaker game that we play, which is a card game.
And when we say new couple, we talk about people that's newer in their lifestyle. That's not
Newbies.
so
Mm.
Experience.
experienced and know exactly what they want and how they want things to proceed. So we've got a icebreaker game that we will play. That's like a little bit of teasing, a little bit of kissing, a little bit of touching.
I'm
Just
stripping.
yeah, exactly. So that ease things along before
Sounds
things
exciting.
move to the
We should have brought the game
the
to lunch.
bedroom. So yeah, but it can happen at our house, at their house, at a club, at a hotel. There's no
But we've been very
Settled.
blessed in the last one that we've gotten to travel around South Africa meeting people. We've traveled outside of South Africa meeting people.
people from
It's
outside South
South
Africa's
Africa.
travel.
Swinging lets you travel.
Yes.
Like, listen, we gotta make a plan. Yes, I need to get my shit traveling. Pack the fucking car. Let's go. I want to go travel. Okay, guys. So now you guys have passed the initial play dates, right? Okay. Let's talk more about safety, because safety is a big aspect for me, yes? And I need to make sure that my listeners get a decent lesson on the safety
You're
aspects
talking
of
health
swinging.
safety.
Well,
No, we're talking safety in general, right?
we're talking safety in general. What pointers do you guys have for me on safety? Let's go
Definitely.
safety.
When you get to somebody's house and you are not comfortable, you are not a tree, you're not planted there, leave.
You're not a tree, man. You are not a tree. Also, when you aren't happy in your life, listeners, if you guys aren't happy in your life, right? Pick your shit up and leave.
Yes.
Not just when you guys are at a swinger's house and you guys don't want to swing with them. Okay, if you aren't happy in your work, if you guys aren't happy in your relationship, if you aren't happy in your house, pick your shit up and leave. You are not a tree. Thank you, Debbie. I mean, thank you.
So yeah, if you show up at their house and I don't know, they're high as a kite or the place smells like they brewing drugs or something, you know what? There's just so
Like
many
this.
scenarios that can make you
Not for
not
20
feel
reasons.
comfortable when you're at their house. You have the right to leave. And it's not
It's
necessarily
awkward.
just when you get there. You can be in the middle of the play date if somebody does something that you're comfortable with. You can say, sorry, I'm not comfortable to go ahead. We are gonna get dressed and we're gonna leave. There's
It touches on
nothing
the
that makes you
cornerstones
stay there.
the fundamentals of the lifestyle, one of which is honesty. So if somebody's doing something or saying something that doesn't strike a chord with you, you owe it to yourself, to your partner, more especially to your union as a couple, to be honest and say, look, guys,
I'm not feeling this.
We're not feeling the vibe. Would you mind if we cut the evening short?
Like, look, one of you guys just mentioned, and I kind of want to go into that, right? You guys aren't comfortable within the play date, okay? We got to realize and recognize, okay, that you guys aren't going to, it's not about feeling embarrassed or feeling shy in front of the couple that you guys have already decided to swing with. It's not about them. It's not about keeping them happy or making them see you in a certain kind of light. You aren't waking up with them tomorrow morning.
Yeah, and it's
Yes?
also not about a body count. We don't do this just to put another notch in our bed. For us, it's about an experience where we want to feel gratified as
Yes.
a couple after the experience.
Yeah.
Don't need to look these other people in the eye again.
You never have to
You never
speak
have
to
to
them
see
ever again. Exactly.
So if it's about your safety and it's about your relationship and feeling comfortable, then get your shit up and get going.
Think about it this way: there's over 160,000 profiles alone on swingingheaven.com. So if that particular couple doesn't float your boat, there's plenty more fish in the sea.
Exactly.
You don't need to take one for the team, and the team is the most important.
And
thing
you
in your
don't
lifestyle.
have to feel uncomfortable or do
Or feel
something that
guilty
you
that
don't
you're
want to
leaving.
do.
Yeah. Good
If
point
you,
to
if,
know.
you, if you go to a restaurant and the food is terrible, most people will just suck it up, but they won't go back there.
Yes.
It's different in the lifestyle.
You don't have to finish that
You don't
plate
have
of
to
food.
eat. You don't have to eat everything that's been served to you. You can push the plate away and walk out.
I mean, I think this is very important, and I kind of want to go into this, right? Because, listeners, I need all of you to realize and take this in. Just take a minute, take a step back, and listen carefully. Okay, sex is private. Okay, it's personal. Anybody that you have sex with, ladies and gentlemen, okay, that's your privacy. That's your person. You have a choice. You get to say yes or no. And it's very important that you guys know this because you don't need to conform to society. You don't need to conform to the community. You don't need to impress anybody when it comes to your sexuality. And I say your sexuality because whether you're in a poly relationship, like we heard last week, or whether you're in a monogamous relationship, or whether you're in a non-monogamous swinging relationship, your sexuality, ladies and gentlemen, is yours, and you get to decide how you want it to be perceived and how you want to feel about it. So if anything makes you feel uncomfortable, whether your partner's into it or not, have the respect for yourself to stand up and say, listen, I'm not feeling this and I'm out. I'm not a tree. I can leave. Debbie, I love that.
What you can also do is, as a couple, you can also just like you had a non-verbal phrase or something at the initial meet. You can also have that same thing at a play date. Have a phrase or a way that you can tell your partner, I'm not happy to go ahead. And when you say that to your partner, he knows or she knows, listen, things are not comfortable. We need to reassess and leave.
Yes.
Fortunately, it hasn't happened to us, but we maintain a level of contact throughout the play date where I'm in tune with what she's up to and she's in tune with what I'm up to.
Because we like watching each other, we always looking at each
other.
So exactly. So there's always, well, not permanently, but there's a lot of contact. So we pretty much feel when the other person is not happy.
So this is also actually a very good top tip for potential ladies and gentlemen that are in relationships that might want to explore swinging, okay, within their relationship. Guys, keep an eye on your partner, especially gentlemen. Watch your ladies, right? Make sure that your ladies are comfortable and confident at all times. If you find the slightest variation in your partner's demeanor or their attitude, or if you can sense that they are uncomfortable, don't be a selfish dick, okay? Put it back in your pants, get up and get going. And same for the ladies. Like, listen, it's not about being the main Mackie of the placky, right? Get your shit and get going. If your partner's not happy, your relationship isn't going to make it and your relationship isn't going to survive the night if you continue on the trend that you guys are.
It's also going to put you at a huge disadvantage the morning after because the issues that are going to happen after that, it's just not worth asking your partner or implying your partner to take one for the team if she or he's not comfortable.
But we spoke about that, right? Yeah. We don't take one for the team. No, it's not about, like, look, both of you guys need to be happy and you guys need to be confident. Okay, so let's move on, right? Okay, so we've done the safety within your relationship. What happens, the safety on the night of? Okay, we spoke about this last week, Devlish, you'll recall, okay? Yeah. Within the poly community, I was like super stoked to hear that. The poly community practices safe sex. Yes. That is prize. Do the swingers practice safe sex?
For the large part,
most of them.
Yeah, there's there's an unwritten rule in the lifestyle that safe sex is on the table always. There are a lot of couples that only mix with a small
Group of friends.
selected
Yeah.
group of friends who have a personal understanding that they only play with one another. There's couples that test regularly. There's rapid HIV tests that are now very economical. And
But
you-
wait,
Yeah,
what?
you walk into a pharmacy, you ask for a rapid HIV test.
It's wonderful.
It gives you the result in
for
5
under
minutes.
50 rand, under five,
Wow.
No
under 5
way.
minutes, you can check your HIV status.
So that means there's no reason for us not to play safe.
Yes.
Like,
Correct.
listen, can we stop at a pharmacy after dairy?
Right.
Obviously, you need to, like with life. I mean, you can drive on the highway in your car without your seatbelt on, and things will be fine 99% of the time. But there's always going to be that one issue that
A drunk
that's going
driver.
to catch you out.
Yes.
So we only play safe. We in assessing potential playmates, we look at their profiles, we look at pictures that they posted, we look at the way that they present their profile as well. And in talking to them, we'll engage them and ask them questions, not leading questions, but just inquiring questions about their activities and their behavioral characteristics when they engage with people.
Good point.
And if they tend to be flippant about safety, then we'll err on the side of caution and not proceed with the play date, regardless of how enticing the profile is. We want to be around for the next 40, 50 years.
For your
having-
kids,
having fun.
obviously.
So,
5 minutes of pleasure is not
Hey,
worth
hey.
that risk.
5 hours. 5 hours of pleasure is not
I mean,
worth,
5 hours.
is not worth, is not worth
5 hours. Swingers have good
The
sex,
chances.
apparently.
the chances of something going wrong if you don't play it safe. Yeah.
There's another thing that I want to bring up under the safety thing. And it's not necessarily just a swingers thing. It's a global thing where it is unfortunately something that's out there. We've had friends that went to a normal nightclub or a normal restaurant and their drinks got spiked.
Oh wow. Yes.
Unfortunately, we've never experienced it, but we've also heard of friends in the lifestyle that's gone to a couple's house and their drinks got spiked. So just be careful,
Cautious.
Observe it.
We prefer to. Luckily, I mean, we are a couple. We together, and Ken would also always be there to pour the drinks. But especially if you're a unicorn in the lifestyle, I'd be prepared.
yes.
Take sealed drinks with you or whatever,
that is
so
such
that
a,
you can
such a
make sure
concern,
that you
yeah,
are safe.
yeah,
I
it
agree.
is.
I mean, listen, sorry. Miss Devilish just kind of spilled the drink, so we're all giggling a little bit. We always have to be the focal. Okay. So
Too much Southern comfort tonight.
Too much Southern comfort. Listen, psycho and lung for the win.
Right.
Not when you're swinging, because we want to be
Lucid.
we want to be lucid. We want to be cognitive,
Just a
and
little
we
though, just a little.
just like, do we want to swing under like substance a little bit?
Just a little bit.
Look,
I
there's
mean-
nothing wrong with taking the edge off, but
Exactly.
you need to
exactly.
remember the evening.
Yes,
There's no
yes,
point
yes.
to somebody having to show you photos the next morning of what you got up to. I mean, it's not what's that movie? The Hangover. We don't want to be. We don't want to be in that
Yes, agree.
I've had a hangover experience once or twice, and I mean not a swinging hangover, just a hangover. Also, I must quickly get back to you guys just mentioned being spiked. Okay, so I want to touch on that, and I quickly want to ask you guys and also share something. So I've had a couple of friends and family members that have been spiked, not in a lifestyle club. Okay.
Yes.
Not in a swingers house
Yes.
party, not in anything to do with sexual activities, not that hasn't got anything to do with the lifestyle.
Yes. It can happen
But
anywhere.
a normal plain
Yes.
freaking
Yes.
club, right?
Yes.
Over 18 club. So I haven't heard of anybody in a non-monogamous, within the non-monogamous lifestyle that have been spiked. What is your personal experience and your personal knowledge within the lifestyle? What happens with people, unicorns, like my friends from last week's airing? What happens to unicorns in the lifestyle? do they run a greater risk of being spiked?
Definitely. That said,
We also have to say, I mean, we've been in this for 10 years and we know about 3 people that it's happened to. So it's not something that happens all the
Lifestyle
time.
or outside the
Lifestyle.
lifestyle?
But
Okay.
but I mean, also out of lifestyle, there's even more. So this is not a lifestyle thing.
we've spoken about it, and the motive defies us. I mean, it's
When you guys have
It's
already agreed
unconscionable.
to have sex with these
Exactly.
people, why the hell would you want to spike the people that have
Exactly.
just agreed to have sex with you?
Exactly.
Okay. So also within safety, before we move on from the safety aspect. Okay. So swingers practice safe sex. I'm glad to hear this too, because we don't want to add to South African statistics of being HIV positive. Debbie, it looks like you've got something on the heart that you kind of
I
want to
do
share.
have something to say.
Let's hear it, honey.
So it's happened quite a few times that we would be, we've had drinks, we've had the meeting, we're happy to go ahead, and the evening of the play date comes, and now it's time to put the condom on, and the guy just can't stay hard as soon as he puts the condom on. It is unfortunately a thing where some guys really, really struggle. And you're running
guys struggle to have sex with a condom. Am I hearing you correctly?
Yes. So the restriction of the condom, and also I'm sure the excitement of the moment is just too much, and then he struggles to stay hard. So you run the risk, if that happens, for the condom to come off during sex. So my advice would be to always have a female condom handy. Those
in your play bag.
those are a thing. We always have our own bag, and we've got our own condoms, our own lube, our own wet wipes. You always come prepared. You never expect the other people to have the condoms available. You always make sure that you have your own. But have a female condom.
Come prepared, and if
Exactly.
you're prepared, you can come. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. So, but
Come
always
only
have
when
a female
prepared.
condom. If the guy can't do it with a condom, use the female condom. There's no restriction on his side, and you are safe.
okay, so
just
honest, so quickly coming into the female condom, where do we find these? Because I mean, I've been to Clicks 1,000,
Yeah.
and look, you and I, Devilish, we go shopping like
Yes.
on the weekly.
Yes.
Have you ever seen a female condom in
I
Clicks?
haven't. No.
I haven't. Where would we find a female condom?
At Clicks, you need to ask.
I mean-
and all of the same government
Ah.
places that issue condoms have
Okay.
female condoms as
Also, I'm not going to stand at the clinic asking for free condoms. I kind of want to buy mine. Not that I need to, but if you do need to, then
Just
you need to
ask.
make sure you go to Clicks and ask them
Yeah.
for a female
Female
condom.
condom.
Do they look much different than the normal male condoms?
completely different.
The packaging is a lot bigger. It's a condom in reverse, so it's not something that the guy wears. It's something that the female inserts into her. It's got a flexible latex ring that expands once it's inserted inside the woman's vagina, and for all intents and purposes, it's like having sex without a condom.
it's
for the
basically-
guy. The feeling is the same for the guy as natural sex.
An analogy that I can do is like putting a rubbish bag inside a bin. You can still put stuff in. It's just the bin doesn't get dirty.
I mean, I remember
point.
when I was in school, right? And I mean, this is a couple of years ago. We won't get into ages just yet.
Yeah.
I am the youngest at the table. I'll just have everybody know.
And it's your birthday.
Oh my goodness, we just had to get that one in there again. Okay, so I remember back in school, like, wasn't it's a bigger contraption, this female
Yeah,
condoms?
it is bigger.
It is bigger.
No, but I mean, like, has it
It hasn't
transformed?
evolved.
It's
Has it
pretty
evolved?
much the same.
Same
Just
thing
as a
from
condom
you.
as a condom on the male side. But
Okay.
you know what? It's not about it being ugly
Aesthetically
or
pleasing.
exactly. Once it's in you, nobody sees it.
And the feeling, I'm gonna go to James with this. Okay, James, I'm taking it you've had sex with a female condom.
Yeah.
The feeling, the
Not
difference
because I
in the
was having
feeling.
any issues, mind you. It was just orientation.
Just had to get that in there. Okay, so the feeling, the difference between for our male listeners, if they now want to rather consider using a female condom as opposed to a male condom, what's the difference in
No
feeling?
difference in feeling. Absolutely no difference in feeling. The sensation is like having unprotected.
You're going to have to be very sensitive
Yeah.
to feel the difference.
And like Debbie, like you mentioned, I mean, you said that some men just can't. Maybe it's the whole like the whole
It's a
task of putting it
combination of
on
things.
that they
Yeah,
can't stay hard. This will then alleviate that problem. Yes.
So the guy's mind is a very complex module.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you want to take a look into
Guys-
my
Guys
mind?
are deep. So you're in this moment with a strange person. Her husband is there, and you are now putting on a condom that you are not familiar with because you maybe have been having sex with your wife without a condom for the last 5 years.
Ah.
So it's the first time in 8 months that you're wearing a condom, and you put it on, and there's a restriction of blood flowing to your cock, and that coupled to the emotions and the psychological effects of what's happening in the moment, add 2 or 3 drinks to it, and suddenly you're struggling to get an erection. So a female condom, definitely a winner in that situation. Safety is as
Paramount.
safe as playing with a normal condom, but it takes a lot of pressure off the guy, and it puts control back into the lady's hands as well.
It's a choice between doing it with a female condom or not having sex.
Yes.
That's basically what it is, because I'm not going to have sex without a condom.
Okay, brilliant. So that being said, okay, so we've got safe sex down. And I'm going to ask this, right? Have you guys ever been put, as our Swingsperts and as our resident swinging couple experts, have you guys ever been put in a situation where you guys have felt that your safety has been compromised or has been put into question?
Yes.
You don't have to go into details. I just want to
Yes.
know, more or less, is this something that happens?
Yes, for me it was definitely the condom.
Like on a,
Where
this is why we put
the
so much.
condom came off during sex.
Okay, so listeners, okay, let's take a step back again. Okay, get those notepads out, and we all know you need to bring your pens and papers to your lessons. I mean, you cannot come and listen to a lesson without a pen and paper. Jot this down and remember this for future reference. Even the sexperts, even the experts within swinging, even they have had safety concerns when swinging with another couple. Take it into consideration, make a mental note, and be sure that you are cognizant of your and your partner's safety from both aspects. And I saw one of our listeners mentioning that a little bit earlier, is saying that it's from both aspects. Yes, it's from both aspects. Hunks, make sure that your hose are fully sorted and fully comfortable. Hose, make sure that you take care of your hunks too, because we all know that a man's ego and his mentality, I mean, devilish, we know
Yes.
what a man can, like a man gets ahead of himself sometimes. Make sure that you keep both of you guys true to yourself, honest to your word, and honest to your relationship. Yes. Okay. Tell me, guys, you guys have been, I mean, swingers for 9 plus 10 years, okay? Tell me some of your adventures and your failures.
Sure. So for the large part, we've had
Amazing.
adventures. We've had some of the most fun times in the lifestyle that when we started it, it's culminated in exactly what we wanted to have happen. We've gone on some amazing adventures. We've met people from across the world who've come to South Africa, and we've hooked up. We've traveled outside of South Africa and hooked up with couples there. So by and large, it's been amazing. We've had some dodgy encounters too. We had a couple that came to visit us, and the reason why we don't do sleepovers anymore is a couple visited us from another province and ended up having a raging fight during the play dates, and
And they were sleeping over.
we were stuck with Sulky Sue and Sulky Ned for the whole evening.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
so we left them to themselves in the bedroom. We went to our own bedroom. And the next morning was just super, super uncomfortable with two people that didn't want to speak to each other, and they didn't want to really be there. So, it's just really awkward.
We had on a different website, sorry, I won't mention any names, but we had a couple from Australia that came to South Africa that we met.
All the way from down under.
Thunder from down under. Yeah, they got hold of us on this website to say that they were going to be in South Africa, and we're looking for people in Johannesburg to hook up with. So we met them for dinner, and during dinner, they mentioned that she was into some rough play. So, I mean, Debbie likes her ass spanked and her hair pulled. So I figured, well, I can do rough play. It's not going to be a major problem. So we had drinks and we had dinner. And
I mean, knowing from the BDSM expert, I know where this is
Hold
going.
on.
But listen, I kind of want to
No,
listen
you
to
don't. You don't.
I don't.
no, she does, but we
okay.
didn't.
Oh
We
my
didn't.
gosh! Because see, I just know I can hear where this is going. Please continue.
So
This is going to be a funny
we
one.
head up to their room, and one thing led to another. The evening got a little heated, and
We
we
swapped
had fun.
partners.
And I was pulling her hair, and she was making all the right noises. And after a few hours, he said, "Right, let me show you what she really enjoys." And he proceeded to shock the both of us.
Yeah, we
And
were sitting there with our mouths open.
I almost felt like sucking my thumb and curling up. into a position. He was spanking
He
the
was
hell outside of her,
slapping her in her face
and she was loving it.
squeezing her boobs that it looked like it had no feeling left, and slapping her nipples and biting her, and
She was welted
Yeah.
and bruised and orgasming every single touch. So yeah, that was an awkward experience. But we wouldn't be here tonight to tell the story if it hadn't happened. I mean, we could have stayed at home and watched carte blanche, but we decided to go.
and then on the other side of the spectrum, we've met some couples which we became such good friends with that it never ever went to a play date. We just clicked and we just became such good friends that we have been friends with them for years and years and years, and there's never been any sex.
I mean,
So
this is very important, right? Because that's how you build your sense of community and your circle within the lifestyle.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't always need to be about sex. And we touched on this very much last week when we had the unicorns,
Yes.
all of my friends on the air with us, is having that sense of community and having that friendship circle where people understand you. You can confide in them. You can ask them for advice. You can bounce stuff off of them within a friendship circle where you know there's no judgment.
and
Part of
that's
the reason why we
yeah.
enjoy the club
we
so
we
much.
enjoy going to the clubs for exactly the same reason. You can go to a club, you just let your head down, just
We mean a
spend the
swinging club,
evening.
not a night.
Not nice, you
I mean,
can-
is there dancing at these clubs? Like,
There
what
is-
happens at
Okay.
these clubs? Let's quickly talk.
okay, so
We've got.
from-
Let me just quickly pause you there. Listen, listeners, we got to be mindful that we've got an episode called Sex Fest. Okay, that's coming up. That is episode 4 of Lola's lessons. So it's not next weekend. The weekend after that, the 5th of August, we've got an episode called Sex Fest where we're going to talk about the clubs, the privates, the parties. But let's do an introduction to that, right? Because I believe you guys are also very much in the club scene, because we've heard this a couple of times tonight. Explain to us, what is a swingers club or a lifestyle club? Explain to us.
Okay, first we want to say what it's not, because a lot of new people that we speak to that is just venturing in the lifestyle thinks that a swingers club is somewhere where you show up, you have to take your clothes off at the door, and you have to have sex with everybody there. That is not what it is.
So you don't throw your keys into a minefield and
Definitely
then
not.
That was
What
definitely
if
my
you-
thought
Definitely
before I
not.
attended my first
Definitely
club
not.
party.
So
Yes.
most of them is a nice venue
Yes.
with a bar,
Very,
with table
very
chairs,
reminiscent of a normal nightclub.
Yeah.
There's
might
bar,
have a
there's
dance floor.
Yep.
And people come there, you never have to take your clothes off. You never have to have sex. There's no expectations. Nobody is allowed to just come up to you and touch you. Nobody is allowed to just come up and ask you to have sex. It's completely people that's just all like-minded. Everybody's just letting their hair down. You can talk about topics that you can't speak to your vanilla friends with. But there is no expectations. You can go to a club 50 times and never do anything with anybody, and nobody's going to think anything different. But most of the clubs have private rooms where you can either go together as a couple, or you can invite another couple if you've clicked with them, and you can have
or
sex
two
with them there,
couples or three couples.
or whatever floats your boat.
Mm.
Some couples go there just to have sex and have other people watch them, or they
Exhibitionists or
go,
voyeurs.
yes, or they go to watch other people have sex. So yeah, there's
Different facets within
there's a
this.
lot of misconceptions about what happens at a swingers club.
If I'm to quickly interrupt, Rain had a question earlier on. She wanted to know what are the rules and expectations with someone joining in at a club? If we could just quickly touch on that, I think she'd appreciate it.
So yeah, there's no expectations. A lot of the clubs are invite only, so the clubs do their level best to try and vet the people coming in. But I mean, the vetting of people, it's not an in-depth, in detail
Yes.
type of vetting. You can only vet as much
No
as
criminal checks.
yeah.
and
The
credit
people will
checks
tell you who
and-
they are, and they'll gauge whether or not they think you'll be fit for a fit choice for the party that they're hosting. So if you get to the party and somebody is inappropriate or somebody makes an advance and you decline their advance and they try again, there's invariably a moderator or invigilator that walk around
Or
making
the
sure
owner of the club.
yeah, that you can report it to, and any club that's responsible will eject that person and not invite them back. So there is a level of safety that the clubs try to promulgate.
So I'm not
with
going
the
to walk
members.
into one of these clubs and I'm going to find these, and I mean like big ass bouncers that look like they
No.
can literally bounce your head out of the
No.
club. I'm not going to walk into
It's
something like that
all
because that
very-
makes me feel very
It's
uncomfortable.
very
Right?
low key and very discreet, and
It's friends meeting up with other friends and just enjoying themselves.
and also the clubs appreciate that it's not a huge market that they're catering to, so they've got to look after the guests that come there. If guests don't enjoy the venue, they won't be back.
Okay, so for our single guys out there, what is the correct way to approach a couple at a club that you're interested in? How do you make contact? What is the best way to go about things?
The best form for a single guy is to imagine that he's talking to his mom. So
be respectful.
be respectful.
I mean, we're not talking about incest, guys. Listen
no,
carefully
no.
now. Okay, this is it's called an
That's-
analogy.
That's the taboo lesson, which is
No. Yes, no, they're not episode 12. There's only 10 episodes, but you are referring to episode 9, which is going to be, you guys will see Rain commenting quite frequently. Rain will be talking to us on the taboo episode. I'm very excited for that because we define taboo in another facet. We
Correct.
completely
Yes.
take it out of the aspect of being a taboo and we
Yeah.
find out what is your taboo. But yes,
to get back to what
no,
Natasha's
also,
asking.
yes.
So a
That's
single
what I
guy
meant.
in the club
Yeah.
sees a couple,
Yes.
he fancies the wife. Our advice is to approach the couple and ask them, introduce yourself. Hi guys, I'm Bob. Can I buy you a drink?
Uh-huh.
If the couple says no thanks, be good. Walk away. That's
Okay.
it. The couple has already indicated that they're not interested.
Not interested.
If the
Maybe
couple's-
they're only there for voyeuristic reasons.
Or they're not
they
into
they're not into his aesthetic. If they say, look, we're right for now, maybe later, then that's exactly what that means. Later on
Circle
in the
back.
evening, let's talk again about it.
Come and try your chances
At
again.
the
later.
clubs, we very seldom have issues with the single guys. The guys are generally very respectful at the clubs, and I think a lot of the club owners go to great pains to make sure that the
Yes.
single guys are in place and know the rules in as far as ladies' rules and expectations of single guys.
And also, we have to mention that most of the swingers clubs, there are more couples and single girls than are single guys.
Yeah.
So if you're a single guy and you think that you're gonna just join the lifestyle and have lots and lots of sex, it's not that easy. So you have to work very hard as a single guy to
establish
win-
your dominance.
Exactly. And also to
Presence.
get into a club, it's not just you
Yeah.
sending a mail and you're going to get an invite to next Friday's party. But even for couples and single girls, there's often a waiting list, and you have to wait for your chance to be invited to a party if you are not an established member of
Our
that club.
favorite club has quite strict policies on single guys, and one of the parties that they host once a month, there's a waiting list of like 50 single guys
Wow.
waiting to get it.
And they normally only invite two
Two or three
maximum
per party.
3.
And this would be bulls, like we touched on last
Yes,
week.
yes, correct.
Because some couples do want
course.
to invite.
And us unicorns too.
Yes.
What is your
That's it
favorite
too.
club? One of the listeners are asking, "What is your favorite club? What is your favorite club?"
I would
Look,
like
I don't
to
want
mention
to.
names.
I don't want to name drop, but I'm kind of hoping it might be one of the clubs
It
that I'm.
is.
It is the one that I'm featuring in Sex Fest.
Yes.
Listen, we're going to be broadcasting from Nexus for Sex Fest when I'm interviewing Bella, beautiful Bella Bells. Listen, she's the owner of Nexus, and I'm thinking it
Yes.
like that Debbie said. This is your favorite
It's our
club, right?
favorite club. Yes.
Brilliant. That's what that triple X, right? Excuse me, Mr. RX triple XX. Listen, who is this person? Have we found out yet? Who is it?
That's our Roxy, our other site moderator.
Listen, Rox. Hi, Rox. How are you? Also, that's just spelled with a triple X, okay? Don't get it confused. So, Nexus is your favorite club. Why? Give me 5 reasons.
We know Bella very well. She's the most awesome host.
Celebrity in her own right,
Exactly. Everybody knows her. The club is awesome. The people that goes there is nice. We just feel so comfortable
It's
there.
conveniently located for us.
It's right here in, can we say where it is?
Yes, we can
It's
talk.
in Midrand, so it's like close by to everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just.
And I've heard a little birdie whisper, right? And tell me if I'm right or wrong, that this exclusive once a month event that gets hosted at Nexus is also hosted by one of my favorite swinging couples and also Swingsperts. Am I right or wrong?
Yes.
Whoa! You guys see, I mean, I do pick them well, don't I?
We host
yes.
the Pharaoh's Fantasy Club parties at Nexus once a month.
I mean, Pharaoh's Fantasy Club. That sounds fabulously fancy.
That's a by invitation party only.
Okay, what do I need to do to get an invitation?
You need to join the website and apply.
What website is this now?
Pharaohs.co.za.
Okay, so this is not swingingheaven.zo.com. This is another website. Okay. So we need to join this website. We also need to
Register
and that's
and apply.
it's not a free website. You have to subscribe to that website. Yes.
This weeds out the week, right?
Yes.
And also the reduces the incidence of catfish.
Obviously,
Time
yes. I mean, swingers also have, SH has the same thing, right? Because you now need to pay. If you want to be a proper active member, you need to now buy yourself a proper membership fee.
And to quickly, Rox mentioned earlier on that the site, so this is Swinging Heaven, has an algorithm that weeds out catfishing, the catfishes, and etc. So yes, I didn't know that, but yeah, he's brought it to our attention. So that's one of the things we should note as well on a safety aspect of the Swinging Heaven site.
Thank you,
Can
Roxy.
I just ask, because I'm not too sure about this, on the swinging.za.com site, can you report a profile and say that it's a catfish
absolutely.
profile? Okay.
And we will investigate and we will take the necessary steps.
Who do these reports come to? To you or other residents?
Moderators, yes.
Moderator?
Yes, absolutely. It does come to us and we do review it. And if there's a need to, we will refer it to the admin. But yeah, most of the time we can investigate ourselves and come to a conclusion.
Can you close the website or can you close a profile?
Yes, I can.
Okay. If you close a profile and it's a paying member, what happens then? Like if I had to register on SH, right?
Yes.
And I pay for my membership.
Yes.
Like I am I'm one of these gangs. What do you call it, man? What's the right word I'm looking for?
Scammer.
Yes, I'm like a scammer, right? But I scam enough money from enough people that I can afford to pay like 100 and something rand for the membership. So I pay for my membership for a full month. And day 15 of my full month, you guys realize that, listen, Lola's Lessons is actually a scam profile. Can you cancel my membership? And what happens to my money?
To be honest, I don't know if Rox can answer
I hope
this.
you lose it because you don't deserve
don't
to
know.
have it.
I don't know what happens to the money. I don't think you're going to get it back because there must be terms and conditions when you're applying. You are told you cannot solicit, and you are told you cannot scam. So if you lose out your money on day one, you're losing out.
Also,
but yes, your subscription can be cancelled.
Okay. Also, another question, right? I am found of being a scammer because I contacted Twosome for fun.
Yes.
But I got cold feet because I'm still a new lifestyle. And I think, listen, this person is a scammer because she hasn't sent me a voice note, but I just think I sound like little Axie. Ask if anybody can hear us.
No.
Okay. Hear you. Okay, hear you. Okay, brilliant. Thank you. Okay, so let's quickly go back to, thank you very much, James, for that. Let's quickly go back to what advice do you guys have on swinging to any new couples that might be entering the lifestyle?
Don't rush. Take your time. It's a journey. It's not a destination.
Yeah.
If you are interested in partaking in the lifestyle with your significant other, approach it cautiously. Make sure that your relationship is sound. If your relationship is questionable, if you've got issues that are unresolved in terms of your sex life or your interpersonal relationship, rather resolve those issues through whatever other means that you deem necessary. But swinging will never ever patch up cracks in a relationship. It'll only ever test those cracks. So make sure your relationship is sound before you try and venture into the lifestyle. It has a tendency and a propensity to really test a relationship. But if you are confident that your relationship is sound and that you are looking for adventure and a little bit of spice, then
Yeah. It's absolutely imperative that there is very clear communication and absolute honesty. If you're not going to be honest with yourself, you're not going to be honest with your partner, it's never going to work. So be honest about what you want out of the lifestyle and what you want from your partner out of the lifestyle.
correct.
And like James said, discuss things over and over and over again until it's very clear on both sides. And maybe if you're not sure if it's for you or not, but you are curious, visit a club, attend a party. You don't have to do anything with anybody. You don't even have to speak to anybody when you get there. Or you can just make some amazing friends and have a good time and go home and never go back. There's no hard and fast rules, but like Ken says, don't rush it. If you're going to rush your partner, you're gonna make it bad for yourself.
Correct.
And also, don't have expectations. If you're going to go to a club and expect to have an amazing night and have sex from the time that you get there until you go home, you're going to probably be disappointed. Don't expect anything. Just go there with the
With an open
mindset
mind.
of having fun, having a good time, just relaxing,
With your
just
partner.
enjoying
Correct.
yourself with your partner, and you'll
You'll win.
you'll have fun.
Okay, winning at swinging.
Exactly.
I like that. To my guests, twosome for fun. Listen,
Thank
you
you.
guys are a heap of fun. And I hope we can be friends for long after this because I kind of feel like I've connected with you guys and I kind of want to be friends with you guys. Listen, thank you so much, Debbie, for joining me. Thank you so much, James, for joining me. I've really found the advice and the insights that you guys have given to not only myself but also to my listeners very insightful and very helpful to navigate this non-monogamous lifestyle. Thank you very, very much. Also, to my fabulous, honey, you look hot tonight, right? To my fabulous co-host and best friend forever, Miss Devilish Diva. Thank you so much for coming on board and for kind of agreeing to do every single episode as Liva Haxi along with me on it. I look forward to such a long journey with you. Thank you so much. And then to all of your lustful listeners, thank you for joining us again on the second episode, also the second lesson of the first semester. I kind of need to repeat it again. Of the first semester of Lola's lessons. Thank you guys very much for listening in. I hope you guys learned a little something or two. And then before we go, I kind of just want to make mention of our endorsement sites. Where the hell? Like, listen, where's my paper? Here we go. I found it. Crisis averted. So, for the endorsement site, swingingheaven.zo.com. I'm pretty sure we did this site justice this
Right.
evening, right? I mean, if the memberships don't increase after this week, I don't know. I've done more than my parts, right? I kind of want royalties. You got to be to your boss there. The swingingheaven.za.com, South Africa's #1 swinging site. The COF, Counselor Fuckery. Remember, we can swear because it is not on Talk Yes. Anyway, they are a BDSM faculty, also a community. We were broadcasting this evening from the lovely new Hush Hush venue. This is in the East Rand, a new private event space for lifestylers. Swingers and all other kinky spheres are welcome to join in events as hosted for each group. Events, fantasies, and special occasions can also be accommodated, so make sure you guys contact them for any needs that you guys might have. The hosts are the fabulous Laurie and Robert, and listen, they are so sweet, right? I mean, can I just tell you how welcome they made us feel? We will also be making Lola's lessons as semi-private, semi-permanent residents, from Hush Hush. So they are also known, or most commonly known, as Frozen Fire and Yin Yang Wolf, also known another, aka the Corruptors. Hush Hush is also the permanent home of something that I want to explore, body exploration massages done by Robert. Contact them via WhatsApp and keep an eye on the most popular community WhatsApp groups. Contact Robert or Laurie for all of your event requirements. Miss Devilish Diva will put their contact numbers on the screen before we log out. And for that, I say thank you. I bid you a farewell. And listen in next week, Lustfuls. Have a good week. And we're done. How many times did you say he's not sorry? Yes, you sounded the most paranoid when you guys came in.
You guys want to
I mean, guys, listen, guys, we're absolutely fantastic. I love the conversation. We are so far over time. Speaking of our topics, I'm going to have a break. You guys need to be anywhere.
You don't need to be anywhere.
Oh, you have it. Turn it down very well.